Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Reflex Piazza Facebook group reaction. This is one of two videos this week because you folks have been so prolific with relapse. Reacting to all your time lapses and your photos will just take too long, so I'll split them up. So check out the other video for reacting to relapse time lapses, and this one is for photos. So let's jump into the Google Chrome where we have Gail Farmer. Now I've not heard or seen Gail's name before, but what a splash she's made with her first post. If this is your first post, if it's not, I apologize. But we have here, we've got this contrasting colors. We've got the blues with the warmer hues. We've got of course the motion blur of the people with the still elements of the stairs, and the way the escalator is moving as well is absolutely brilliant. Love this stuff. If we go into the wider post, you'll see this was reheld at an Eagles concert. Like, this is exactly why I think reheld has taken off and it continues to be so popular. And just look at the results as well. You can craft some really cool photo stories and standalone photos without even having to plan it or like bring any equipment. You just, oh, that's cool, phone out, and you've captured something that is portfolio worthy. And I think she says these are like 2 to 3 second captures. It's fantastic. So really strong start there from Gail. Next, wow. Look at this. I love anything to do with cruise ships. I'm very partial to. But look again with the colors, with the blues and the oranges. We've got the clouds, you've got the still ship with the moving water. You've got the baby blue with, I don't know how you describe this orange here. The deck, the way the deck is perfectly still. The lines, all the lines in this shot just converge at this one point. Even this support structure here just converges on this point here. Absolutely fantastic. I love this shot from Angel. I don't think I've seen this person in this group again. So what a strong start to the photos reaction. There's a lot gone into the framing of this photo. A lot of thought. It doesn't happen by accident. Really love it. And I'd love to know what ship this is and what the destination is. And again, with the warm and the cool tones at either side of the image, you got the really dirty, dark, contrasty sand up here. Almost looks like gravel that you'd see at like a quarry or something. And then it goes down. This could even be like a miniature. You know how they use miniatures in films to be a lot, to like act as like a what's it called, an establishing shot. You could picture little characters down here, and of course this breaks that illusion. But yeah, it's just really top stuff. You got the lines running through the image here. It's, yeah, PF Bentley. I think I'll nickname PF Bentley Prolific Photographer Bentley, because this is the first time I've seen him do something in color. He also has he makes an appearance in a time-lapse video as well, so check that out. Really top stuff. Fast becoming a very prolific poster in the Reflex Piazza Facebook group. And the images just keep getting better and better, don't they? Look at this. This is just pure art here. And I think, again, Susan, I've not seen Susan's name before. How come top contributor? I must be, I need to pay more attention. I'm sorry if I've been sleeping on some of you. But according to Susan, not sure which, where did she say? Ah, yeah. Not sure which macro lens she took this with, and that is perfectly feasible because I've done the exact same thing. You get back after shooting loads of macro pictures and you're like, was this long range or short range? So that is an absolutely believable thing to say there. What a photo. Brilliant stuff. Macro is, here's another macro image. Macro reheld and relapse are like just constant. And I'm here for it, by the way. Look at this. This is, you know how hard it is to get an ant to pose for you. Johnny's just nailed it. You've got all of this surrounding stuff here, out of focus on the edges of the frame, just draws your attention. You've got obviously the black ant with the pink petal of the flower. You've got all this innards, the flower's innards. I don't know what it is, what it's called. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The lines of the petal are also contributing very, very subtly to help guide your eye as well. Absolutely brilliant. What a strong week, and we just get even stronger here. Look at the way the focus, different parts of, I don't know what the heck this thing is, but look at you've got its face, its face in focus, and then part of its wing is on that same focal plane, and part of its arms, spiky arms. This looks like it's obviously out of focus, but it looks, the way the out of focus bit is rendered, it looks like it's moving, but it's obviously not. It just creates this, adds to this really surreal, otherworldly image. The webbing, like the webbing effect here on the wings. Usually you see these creepy crawlies with like tears and damage to the wings. Not this guy. Perfect. Yeah, it's, what a week so far. Wow. Speaking of cinematic, Coney Island in New York. What's great about this image is it's cinematic, like the ones that have come before it, but it's in a different way. And again, you've got long exposure mixed with the still elements, which are really nice. You've got that, obviously the orange sky is another star of the show. But also, call attention to this thing here. Now, apps that do long exposure, particularly handheld long exposure, the algorithms can often get confused with very, very intricate structures and thin intricate structures like this as well. And you can see it not handling it very, very well. But Reheld has done, is it Reheld? I think, yeah, Reheld has done a phenomenal job here of keeping this looking like it's supposed to look, looking real. And it just helps you. It means that you can capture practically anything, like so quickly, so simply. And like, it's not going to hold you back thinking, oh, I can't capture this because the app doesn't render it properly. Nope. Brilliant. Right. This is really cool. You've got the background, frozen, police officer, frozen, at least his bike is, and the van here. It looks like a green screen. It looks really not jarring. It's a good kind of, it's eye-catching, especially because he's so bright. This van is so dark. It's one of those picture perfect moments, one of those things that it's a very, very fortunate. You have to be ready with the capture. Obviously, I'm not taking anything away from Alan here. It's all right saying, oh, well, that was lucky. No, you have to identify it and see it and be ready to capture it at the same time. Take advantage. And I'm glad you can't see the van's logo, because that would have ruined this photo. And the fact that it covers almost the entire frame behind the police officer in the foreground is what makes it work as well. So great capture there from Alan in London there. I think that's in London. If you view the wider post, yep. Right. Now, this caught my eye, I mean, for the subject matter, obviously, but also because of what Luke here says in the caption. He gives some context, but he also says that I've got my iPhone on a holder and used a remote to click it. With Reflex, I created a vocal command that finally allows me to take those photos and show them on the Reflex Piazza. Yeah, so this is really cool. So what he's saying there is you can program like a Siri shortcut to like respond to your own personal command. You can set it to whatever you want, and you can program it. So you could say, hey, iPhone, capture a, I mean, you can say anything. You could say, hey, iPhone, doggy doo-doo. And that could be your command phrase for Reflex to launch and to capture a photo using the 1x lens or the 5x or the 2x, you know, something like that. And obviously take advantage of that when you're driving. It's really, really top stuff. I love stuff like this. Okay, this one is quite a unique macro image because of the way its arms and its shoulder, the way its arms divide the scene. It's like, it reminds me of cracked glass. It's so interesting how it just divides the frame, and you've got the separation between, like, you got that really, really blurred background with a very, very sharp foreground, and that's what makes this work so well. Because if this was more in focus, it just wouldn't work half as well. So absolutely brilliant stuff here. This is definitely the best week so far. But then Scott Baker's got to go and ruin it, hasn't he? I mean, with his non-macro image. He tried to get the sun directly behind the island. Well, it looks like you succeeded, Scotty. Former photographer, our first ever photographer of the month for May is Scott Baker. Love the partial reflections there. It's got to be a technical term for this type of reflections. I need to improve my vocabulary anyway, so I'll look up what you'd call these types of reflections. The way the sun rays are coming out of the subject in the middle there is masterfully done by Mr. Baker, and this is one of the reasons why he was our first photographer of the month. I haven't even mentioned the colours again. It's so much going on, so much to appreciate and enjoy here. So well done, Scott. And same sort of thing here. I love anytime I see water that is completely smooth, thanks to a long exposure effect, with still elements coming out of it. Looks like when you see fog rolling over hills and you've got that one, like that one fence, like just sticking up. It's just, that contrast, something about that contrast that just gets me. You've got the subtle shadows as well that really sell this effect. You've got the paint on this side here that just adds to it. I don't know what you'd call these, to be honest. This is the Hudson River, which is very, very cool. I love history, particularly around the Hudson River and the Verrazano Bridge and things like that. So, and I love using photography to connect the two. So here I'm looking at a picture of the Hudson River. I'm interested in it because I'm interested in the Hudson River, and everything just like combines. And this is why I love doing these reactions. That's the word. So yeah, well done to Marat. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Now this photo, this is a really nice photo, but I hadn't chosen this one. I think it was the one before, from Johnny again. Just, it's here because, and I don't mean this like disrespectfully, this looks more like a behind the scenes photo because you've got the other photographer there, and I just get like, not visions, but like feeling of, when you look at this image, you can hear the subtle waves just coming in, and like, I don't know how you would describe it, not hitting the rocks, but like coming into contact with, you just hear those sounds in your head, and they're so pleasant and so relaxing. I just imagine just putting my tripod in the water here, sitting on a rock, and just hitting go on the long exposure and the time lapse, and just enjoying these sounds and the cool air or the warm air, but sea air is the best anyway. And yeah, that's why I love images like this. Thank you, Johnny. And Mr. PF is back, the prolific photographer. Look at this line here, how it starts off so like soft, and then it gradually gets harder and harder and more contrasty until it's just a thick. This doesn't sound right, does it? Until it's just a really hard. Just you get what I'm trying to say. But this works really well. I'm going to move on quickly. And finally, this one's all about the texture for me. You've obviously got the colours, which work really well, but for me, the textures, I just imagine like running my hand over. I know you can't do that in real life because this is such a small flower in real life, but the way the macro just allows you to blow it up, and you can just imagine like running your hand over that texture. It's so nice. Right, thank you very much, Corey, finishing us off really strong there. And that is this week's Reflex Piazza Facebook group reaction. I think you'll agree, definitely for me, the strongest from start to finish of the reactions that I've done so far. And if you want to see what relapse content people have been posting, then check out the video that will be uploaded at the exact same time as this one. I'll see you there.